Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast, Don't Rush Me by me, Rashmi. It's amazing how we've actually finished season one with 6 episodes in it. Each of these episodes spoke about the various ages and stages of life and how it was important to not rush through them. When we began thinking, what should season two look like? I was clear that it should really talk about that one thing I'm really passionate about, and that would be public relations, PR. Whenever you think of the craft that you have, of the job that you have, or whatever you call it passion, I call it an extension of me, you really have to take your time and figure out what is that makes you happy to get up of bed on a Monday, not feel the Monday blues, not feel anything, but really go for it. That then becomes your craft, which you really work on, you build on year. You never get tired of it. You never stop from upskilling yourself to see what else can be done better. And that is exactly what public relations has been to me. I have a 20 plus years of career in public relations. And today, as the founder and CEO of Cohort Communications, I can clearly tell you one thing, that when your passion becomes your profession, it does not feel like work. It actually feels like play. It actually feels like something you look forward to doing. And which is why I really want to clear all those different understandings of PR or what does PR mean, how does one go about. I'd love to do that through this podcast. The bottom line again being that you cannot rush through any profession, especially so if it is PR, public relations. So, then what is the essence of public relations? What really happens in public relations? Today, in the first episode of season two, that is something we'll touch upon, the basics of PR. Public relations largely came into existence because credibility was a thing that public relations really established. Think of the world you live in today. There are so many ads, there's so much happening on social media. How do you make a choice? You make a choice based on the credibility of a brand, on the credibility of a person. And how do you build that credibility? You build it through PR, public relations. Public relations, putting it really very, very plainly, means getting for your clients the kind of stories that resonate with the readers in the media. So, if you look at getting editorial, organic opportunities for your client in the media, that really forms a large part of how public relations is seen in India. Worldwide, it's seen differently. There are many other aspects that are added to this. In India, it still is predominantly something where you get these editorial, organic opportunities with the media. So, media really is not just your stakeholder, but is your friend, is your partner in this journey of public relations. And that is the key of public relations in India. So, what do you need to really do to go out there and be a good PR professional? Before you jump into that, let's just go back to the basics. Like I said, public relations is done to build credibility of a brand, of a person. Because the media, who is your friend, who is a part of this journey of public relations, they only write organic editorial stories on a brand or a person they believe in, would be of some importance, of some interest to their readers. So when a brand actually gets that out in the market with all the noise that is happening out there, whether it is social media, whether it's advertising and all that, this brings in that credibility. Does that mean that one should not do any advertising or social media or anything of that sort? Most certainly not. You need to do that to build that kind of awareness. PR really comes into the play once that awareness is created. And now your next step, your second step, is about credibility. So then what is the difference between PR and advertising? Advertising, you decide the copy, you speak with the client, you decide how it should look visually, and then you go out and you pay the different media which would carry the ad of your client, whether it is print, whether it is television, whether it's radio, in whichever format. So advertising is really a completely paid medium. Whereas in public relations, It is about speaking to the media and getting things done organically, editorially. Like I said, it's the job of every good PR person to figure out what is the story, what is that I can offer to the media, which could be of interest to the media. You can't force something. You can't just because the client said this is how it is. You can't really go ahead with that. You have to figure out what's happening. Is it relevant? Understand that and take that story to the media. So, plainly put, advertising is paid, PR is organic and editorially driven. That is the key difference. And that is again the difference between the digital services that you have and PR. So, what really should you know in PR? What are the key things that you should be looking out for in PR? And what are the things that really form the foundations of PR? To put it very simply, it's really three things. And this I owe to my mentor, Roger Dara Shaw, where he clearly taught me as I was growing in the field of public relations that just three things from they really form the basics, the crux of how one does PR: content, media, logistics. Now, to break it down, what do you mean by content? A PR person should know how to write content for their clients. They should know how to write a pitch note to the media. They should know how they can create a nice narrative from whatever their client is telling them, from whatever they understand of the brand, and what they feel they can take out to the media to take it out to a larger audience. So, writing is an essential skill. Writing to understand, like I said, different people who are in that space, whether it's your client, whether it's your media, whether it's the end person who reads it or consumes it. What do you really want to go out there, and what is the narrative that you need to build? So, content is really important because when a person reads something about you, something about the company, that's when they take a call that should I do a story, especially when a journalist reads it, they take a call whether we should do a story on this or whether we should not. So, content is the first bucket that you have to get right. The second is media. Media, like I said, is not a friend, is not a foe, is not anything other than just being your partner in this journey of PR. They are with you. They are with you in this journey of going out and getting authentic information, of getting credible information out to the general public. So they are really part of the ecosystem. They are people that you will work extremely closely with when it comes to public relations. So, you have to read your newspapers, you have to read your online websites, you have to see your broadcast channels, you have to hear radio so that you know which journalist is doing what. You have to be there on LinkedIn to really just do basic research on a journalist and then call them. Don't just pitch a journalist a news that does not make any sense to them. Read their articles, understand what they report in, and then make it relevant for them so that they agree to do your story because your story has merit. B, you're also honoring the journalist's time that is there. You're not just going with a random pitch. So always do that and be mindful that a journalist clearly owes you nothing. They are here, like I said, they are partners in the journey of public relations. So honor that partner and really think through what is it that you want to speak, who are you speaking to, what have they written so far, and make it into a proper pitch and then go ahead and pitch them. So content is really important and media, especially media relations, is very important. And that relationship will only be built if you are somebody who's a thorough professional, B, you're somebody who honors the relationship that you have with that journalist. Moving on, the third part, which is logistics: content, media, logistics. What does logistics mean? So, logistics means a lot of things where you're coordinating with associates in different markets. That is one way of doing that coordination, getting that logistics right. The second thing is when you're getting the media to meet up with your client, you handle the logistics there. You also enable with any research that needs to be done, anything that can help make the story better. Maybe you can connect the journalist to other players in the segment. So it becomes a really nice story, a well balanced story, more than just being a story that is just one sided. So you can always do that. So logistics comes in different forms, whether it is a coordination of the interview, of the interaction that needs to happen between your client and the media. It can be logistics that you do to ensure that the journalist has a story which is far more well rounded. And of course, doing the entire network with the associates that you have so that you're able to give a complete picture across to your client and give them that kind of credibility, visibility across markets. So, if I have to speak about it, it is really about content, media, and logistics. But through all of this, what do you really need is perseverance and that ability of really having that resilience where you understand that every pitch that you send will not convert into a story. Everything that you think will not. There will be some clients that you will have to decline because you really don't understand their story. So if you don't understand their story, how are you going to go about convincing somebody about their story? So you will have to persevere. You will have to see that you get the right clients. You'll have to have resilience, saying that, okay, didn't this story form didn't work out, let me think what is the other thing that can work out. You have press releases, you have industry stories, you have authored articles, you have podcasts today. So you have such different avenues to explore. You should explore all of them. You should keep your mind open. You cannot feel defeated. I've done this like three, four times. It's not working out. What's happening? You figure out another way from that. So I think a PR person really is about perseverance and having that resilience, having understood the basics of PR that I need to have good content, I need to have good media relations, and I need to be able to handle the logistics that come with the profession. And once you've done this, you actually work on being that good PR professional. That would not come to you really very easily. Or, often you hear people who are like in the industry for 2, 3 years and we'll start something of our own and they shut down really equally fast, is because this entire segment, this entire sector is about learning. So you really have to learn, you really have to understand things, you really have to understand the dynamics, and then possibly you could start on your own, or you continue to grow and join corporate communications, do other forms of communication that is comfortable. But none of these skills that I've spoken to you about, content, media, logistics, content you need to keep working and see it gets better. Media relations takes its own time to develop and to really fortify it. Logistics also, you cannot do anything literally in a rush. So take your time, understand the skill set, grow with your profession, and don't be in a massive rush that everybody around is doing this, let me do this. It is perfectly okay to stick to jobs and do really well in those jobs. It's also perfectly okay to have got your skills and start your own thing. But take your time, do not do it in a rush. And that is really the basics of PR that I'd like to share with you. In the second season, what we're going to speak about is the evolution of PR. So, the evolution of PR from where it was to where it has come is something that has been a very interesting journey, and I'd love to share that with you because I've been in here for 20 plus years. So I've seen it change, and it's really at a wonderful dynamic stage today where PR is going to be that one thing. It's not going to decline. It's definitely going to be that one thing that differentiates you from your competitors who are doing their ads, who are there in the digital spaces. PR is going to be that one thing that will really help brands and individuals set themselves apart and make themselves far more attractive to the target audience that they are aiming towards. So stay tuned for that in the second episode. For now, the basics of PR is content, media, logistics. You've got to have perseverance. You've got to have a lot of resilience. You've got to really focus on your craft. Don't rush around. You will get there. Whatever that future holds for you, it's a great sector. It's a sector that's really booming. You will be able to do a lot of things as long as you're careful that you're not doing too many things mindlessly, not really equipping yourself, and not really ensuring that your skills are up to mark. You're just going to be rushing around like a headless chicken. So take your time, get to know the sector well, booming sector, lovely people, a great environment, and PR is only going to grow from here on. I'll see you in the next episode. Till then, please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share this podcast. Thank you so much for your time and have a wonderful week ahead.